Happy World Afro Day.
Happy World Afro Day.
So I'm Jessica. I'm a children's author and translator, and I wrote Your Hair is Your Crown, so I'm here to speak to you a bit about that. World Afro Day to me is something that I wish I had growing up. I needed something that helped me to celebrate my natural features, and of course my hair. It was something I struggled with growing up, hence writing a book, Your Hair is Your Crown, centered around my Welshness and my Afro hair. Your Hair is Your Crown was written with my own identity in mind. My parents are in the book, named in the book. It's about me growing up in Wales, always never been to St. Kitts and Nevis, but always feeling like a Caribbean girl and never really enjoying Wales as much as I should have. So the protagonist, Hope, will learn that once her hair gets wet and her hair is allowed to be free, she's transported into a magical Wales. Where she meets Aphrodite the mermaid and Dewi the dragon from our flag, and she's transported and she gets to fly around Cardiff City. And it's really just a celebration and allows her to see the real Wales. She will learn that, and I hope other children learn also. It's not just natural hair. You can unlock all the magic and colours in Wales as long as you are proud of who you are. And a lot of children have actually picked that up, which I'm really glad about. Absolutely. The misconceptions on hair at the moment, my hair, I walk around, it's a political statement. I enter into the office, I'm deemed to be scary, aggressive. I know that how I style my hair for an interview affects it. I'm more likely to get the job if I've straightened my hair than if I've put it in braids or if I walk around like this. But we have, as a society, put this misconception onto our children. So I've made a statement of only ever going to author events with natural hair because I didn't see teachers. My own mother didn't have hair like mine. So if no one on TV is celebrating their natural hair, there has been a misconception, which is the European beauty standard. So it's not just hair, it's anything attached to blackness seems to be not just a negative trait, but deemed not worthy to be in pictures, paintings, and books. And that's why the book exists. I changed it a bit. Hope has a darker skin tone than me because lighter skinned people like me, we move through the world so differently. So we have to celebrate dark skin because it is beautiful. And I thought that was important to have that in the book. So the misconception is attached to our hair and everything that we are at the moment, but it does play a massive role in it. Absolutely, and I even saw that in St. Kitts and Nevis, where my dad's from, they've recently started enforcing their own hair policy. So in the Caribbean, they even had this hungover colonial context or enshrined in their policies. So that's really interesting and exciting to see. Don't touch my hair. Just don't touch it. But what I do with children, when I do go and take my books into school, that is a free-for-all for children to touch my hair. Sometimes I sit next to kids and I'll catch them smelling my skin and, it's an opportunity to speak to them. I don't mind, because when they engage with me as a young child, they're less likely to be touching my hair when they're 30 in the toilet. So they're just curious about it. So I do let children, I always let my hair out natural when I go to author visits in schools. So children are allowed to touch my hair. When it comes to adults, I don't know. At this point, because I've grown up in this society, I've never really known if a compliment was real or not, whether it was just a backhanded or even when it was straightened. I only got friends in school when I straightened my hair and stuff, and boys would say, oh, your hair is so much nicer, straighter. And in my head, I want to say, that means you don't really like me. but you didn't have the language 20 years ago to explain what you're going through. So. Yeah, but people just can't get past the fact that there's a black character in a Welsh book. So once they get used to that, then we can have conversations on natural hair, what it's like. But at the moment, they're just, I wouldn't say stunned, they're just scrambling. What do we do? How do we stop this? So yeah, World Afro Day is really important in that sense. That something happens around the world every single year. Ysgol Hamadryad, just over the road, is the first school in Wales to sign the Halo Code, which is a code that protects against hair discrimination. That was signed into their school declaration in 2021 after reading Your Hair is Your Crown and going on an author visit. I'm waiting for more schools to sign the Halo Code, but it's a good start. We have brought it to Wales. We have a natural hair revolution in Wales. But we need programs like this and more people to acknowledge World Afro Day, workplaces especially. Yeah, I suppose it's about respectability politics, really. What is considered neat and tidy to me wouldn't be for someone else. Mainly the people in my workforce, which is majority whites, and my hair cannot do the things that they require it to do. So it's a major issue where ultimately it's led to me growing up with some sort of internalized racism where even when my hair is dry, I see it as unattractive and I don't have the confidence, but nevertheless, I go to work and I exceed. Without having the full confidence in my hair, unless I have spent 8 hours of my weekend braiding it. So at least for 3 weeks, I can look respectable, but still, they would see it as something exotic still. You'd still have a comment where, they mean well, but my son's school hair policy, for example, that's something we've had to bring up. I don't see how someone's hair is affecting how they learn in school, but the fact that they are policing hair is an issue. This is quite interesting. This was brought up in work. The place that I worked, on their promotions, there was a white woman appearing in dreads, and we did say, Black people aren't really represented in this campaign at all, and you've chosen to have a white woman with dreads and without really understanding the multifaceted symbolisms of the dreadlock from the Caribbean community, even in African countries, that it symbolizes something different. And I don't believe in the few black members of staff that were in that institution, we don't believe that that was taken into account when that was printed on a massive billboard, for example. So there needs to be a lot of sharing. There's a lot of learning that I'm still embarking on about the journey of Afro hair, which is luckily thanks to American history. They've written more than we have in Britain about our natural hair and what we've done and how it's helped us and how we've kept it. And I believe that we rely quite a lot on literature in America. I certainly do. I'm still exploring it. I've grown up in a society where negative connotations have been placed on my hair and my skin color. I'm still trying to unlearn that, but I have read books such as Don't Touch My Hair by Emma Debari, and which is, I'm relearning the symbolisms of our hair grows upwards towards the heavens and, asking me, how long is your hair? I've been obsessed with how long was my hair all this time when really I should be praising how wide it can get. But then I think it's important to understand the times where hair has been used as a political statement, such as during the times of Angela Davis. I'm not sure where I would have been if I had not seen black and white footage of her speaking with her Afro full out. I'm still not on that journey where I've got the gel out, but it's important that people understand that it's been used as a silent protest for decades, and we're seemingly having to carry that on. And it's taken a global movement like World Afro Day every year to remind you that we're still not here yet. We're not there yet. No, but when we are present, when there are bigoted people around, people of Afro descent, that is what creates the discrimination or opportunities that say we need the representation, because brands can only reach certain people. We are the global majority, not the majority of internet speakers don't speak English. So we have to be mindful of their cultures anyway. So I think the lack of representation of Afro and African people allows it to fester. It's more acceptable because we're not around to call it out or at least educate them. So I think it's important to have those discussions, but I also don't think that the person rocking an Afro should be the one educating. We got HR departments in these institutions. They should be putting training in ultimately, but I never think that African representation in the workplace is a negative thing. A few things. I wanted to show them that it can be done because they said, no, you need 2 years to write a book. And so I did it in one night and released it 3 months later, not 2 years. But my goal is to translate it into Spanish and reach the 450 million Spanish speakers out there. The 3 million people in Wales know the book exists. I'm thankful for DARPL, which is the Welsh government's strand of anti-racism within schools. So they've helped the books getting to the schools, but also champions like gwallt from Mwynhewch Maithrin, who've put it in the early years, because I've always, obviously, with the Black Doll test, we know that your perception of yourself and others is established by the time you're 3 or 4 years old. So I'm trying to reach those kids first and hopefully have an international discussions, because the conversations we're having in English, we're not having in Greek, we're not having those discussions in Spanish. We're getting shut down a lot more. So it's important. I'd love to be able to do what I'm doing now, hablando español, in other places. And bring out some more books, just for the kids to see it. We need boys to see themselves as doctors and judges as much as girls, and anyone who's not white. So I'm hoping to just keep providing books that will provide long-term results, at least for the early years, because I'm going grey fast. Yeah, we got filters on this? Can we have filters? I want filters. I want, eyelashes.